want you to talk about all the experiences that you faced from the overpowering Nazis in the Auschwitz camp. Cannot forget it. Ever since Hitler, I don't like to throw out even a crumb. It was a struggle for me. Every single day in Auschwitz, the Nazis had obtained this reigning power from Hitler, allowing them to control every aspect of my life and the lives of others. I have learned to appreciate every bite of food I get, as food in Auschwitz was on a limit. This abuse of Nazi power gave it to unfair treatment for me and others. Now, I'm here to inform you, the audience, that the power portrayed by the Nazis heavily impacted me as a person and other Jews who were in the camps with me. I speak German, as well as Polish. That's why I'm a capo. Otherwise, I'd be a nothing like you. Now, the Allies are bombing the Reich. If they win this war, it will be worth something to know English, right? Since I know these multiple languages, I was promoted to capo, which was a position where Jewish prisoners in Auschwitz get to supervise forced labor. Even though I did not mind this position, the Jewish prisoners near me got denied the position because of their knowledge and the lack of English that they knew. This was all the power of the Nazis to Jews who basically got cut some slack and survived a little longer, opposed to hard work and near death. This is seen as unfair treatment on the Jewish society, impacting some lives in such a negative way, resulting in death, all due to the fact that they just had the power to do so. Now, I want you all to know that the fact that the Nazis had tremendous amount of power over the helpless Jews, causing them to be the victims of this unfair treatment. Hey Vladek, so for a second point, could you discuss a little bit about what every single Jew felt in all of those camps, since you know from relatives and family members? And also, could you talk a little bit about how the camps forced you to starve, work to death, and how they used power to kill? We knew the stories, that they would gas us and throw us in ovens. It was 1944. We knew everything, and we were here. It was actually Anna and I who were sent to the camps, but those stories were heard from many of our Jewish relatives. Now, this shows power as the reason that the Nazis were able to gas our people and literally burn us in large ovens. At this point in time, there was no limit. It was just simply abuse of their undeserved power. Again, this power is portrayed to be unfair in treatment shown when the Jews were gassed and literally burned alive for no particular reason. This simply shows that the Nazis abused their power given from Hitler. It was a camp where they gave you work, so they didn't finish you so fast. Birkenau was even more bad. It was 800 people in a building made for 50 horses. There, it was just plain death, with Jews waiting for gas. And there it was. My dear Anna, along with all of my fellow brothers and sisters, were in either of these death camps, under Nazi power, being able to treat the Jews unfairly. I mean, which type of person abuses the power to the extent that they fit 800 people in a building made for 50 horses? I will tell you, the Nazis. This impacted all Jewish lives in a negative scale, because they were literally shoved into a horse pen made for 50 horses, not 800 people. This alone should make you all receive a hint of what type of treatment there was in the camps, and how the Nazis abused their power. Hey Vladek, so for our last point, I would like to talk to you about how the overpowering of the Nazis impacted life on a daily basis, portrayed through the motif of power. Many such stories. Synagogues burned, Jews beaten with no reason, whole towns pushed out all the Jews, each story worse than the other. This all due to the power that the Nazis obtained from Hitler's rule. They clearly abused it when the synagogues were burned down, Jews were beaten for no reason at all. Also, they were forced out of their homes for no particular reason. It was their very homes that the Nazis invaded, all because of what? An overthrowing power? Even at this point, the Jews could not resist, because they had absolutely no power when compared to the Nazis. This power resulted in unfairness, leading to the lives of Jews going on a negative downslope. My message to you guys is that during this time, you should realize how much of a struggle we went through. I don't know any other event that put the human race through as much struggle as the Nazis did to us Jews.